Hi, Billy Hetherington. You're the political director for Laborers Local 242, which is an affiliate of the Laborers International Union of North America. You call yourselves the most progressive, aggressive, and fastest growing union of construction workers, and your members are mostly in the greater Seattle area. Can you help us picture the different kinds of workers that your union represents and the variety of working conditions they work in?
A lot of the type of work that our members do is everything from traffic control, flagging, setting up traffic control barriers on the freeways, the roadways, demolition. We do asbestos and abatement work. We do scaffolding, scaffold erection. We lay all the water, storm, sewer, natural gas, pipeline in what we call the right of way, and just general labor type of work, cleanup. We do a ton of material handling. So we take material into the building for the trades to then install. We work 365, 24/7. I, in my 22 years as a laborer, have worked inside doing what we call TI improvement, tenant improvements, where you're in a cozy room, controlled, temperature controlled area, or we're outside in the snow and the sleet and the rain, working out on the highways, the byways. I mean, in dangerous situations. We're actually working on legislation this year in Olympia to try to make those situations safer for our membership. We do it all. We don't turn anything down. We do all the work, all the conditions.
For those young men and women who are pumped about a career in the construction industry, what should excite them about being in a union like Local 242?
A little bit of background about myself. My dad's a retired 44-year member of the Laborers. My mom and dad were both union members, and like any parents, they want more for their children. I went off to college, got my degree in business law, was thinking about going to law school, got into the banking industry, but where my dad made his mistake is, bringing me onto the job sites when I was really young. And in college, having three or four summers, he got me into the union and got me out onto the job sites. And, getting into corporate America, where it's kind of that climb that ladder or climbing to the top, that kind of mentality or that kind of job setting really wasn't for me. So I really gravitated towards the brotherhood and the family feeling of the camaraderie of being out on the job sites. So, I was about 25 years old. I called my dad and I just said, hey, I just don't think corporate America is for me. Can I get back out working with you and make construction my full-time career? So that's part of it for me. It's just that family feeling and, that level playing field that everybody has being in a union. A lot of the benefits too as well, medical for you and your family, the retirement, the training that you receive, in the union is something to be pumped up and jacked about. They're living wages, right? You can actually afford to, buy a home. I'm sitting in my home right now that I purchased on a single income. And then those skills that you learn while you're in a trade, they're transferable skills. No, it's nothing that somebody's going to take away from you, right? You can carry them off into other careers as an instructor through our union, getting into positions like mine. We have members that transfer, maybe over into another union that are really highly sought after because of their skills that they learned while being a laborer.
On the Local 242 website, there's information about suicide prevention. Why is that?
Well, we took a look at suicide prevention a few years back and noted that, in the construction industry, the rate of suicide is, I believe it's about 3 times higher than the general population rate. And so we started to look into why that is, right? And going back to the fact that, this is a brotherhood, a sisterhood, in a family atmosphere, we want to take care of our members. We have these little packets that we have, and you can see that they're just vanilla little envelopes that don't have anything on them. They don't say suicide prevention or anything like that, our agents carry with them at all times. And we hand them out to our members during membership meetings. And, we urge them to take them, right? We all might, have somebody or know somebody that might be going through something in their life or whatever. And this is just an easy, convenient way, inconspicuous way just to hand this to them and say, hey, take this. And inside of those, we have suicide prevention lifeline with little cards that have the number and all that kind of stuff on them. We have just all different little tools, little stickers, or this is another card that says in crisis, text hello to, and it has a number there. Just kind of that construction worker. I'm a man, I don't have emotion type of feeling. I can't express my emotions. And so maybe it's a fact of bottling up a lot of things, a lot of pent up things, and then just your mind telling you there's just no way out. We always joke that, we spend more time with our coworkers than we do with our families, and then you do see kind of maybe a higher rate. I don't have the statistics, but I have seen a lot of divorces, going through custody battles, different things within our membership. So you do see a lot of that. And some of those things can, I guess, trigger, thoughts, emotions, or whatever that could lead to that. We do get, quite a few second chance individuals that have been out of incarceration or whatever. And the one main story that I can tell about, suicide is I had a coworker of mine, actually became a really good friend of mine. He was formerly incarcerated, and he ended up getting in trouble with the law again. And, the day before he had to go to his first court date, he didn't show up. Right. So, and then they later that day found him hanging. So he had hung himself. And so maybe that was just a situation where he felt he didn't want to go back to what he had.
What advice do you give to young people coming into the construction industry?
I'm a huge thing in mentorship and being able to, express to people when they're young or young in their career, young men, or even older men in their career, always have that person that you look up to, that you can talk to, about, I always, as I used to be an apprenticeship coordinator, and my one piece of advice I could always tell apprentices is the first day you get on the job or the first job you're on, find that person you gravitate towards, that mentor. Always ask them questions. Always feel free that you can open up to them about what's going on outside of work, or your feelings or whatever, and they can help you navigate that. So that's one thing. Work-life balance is a big thing for me because I'm a single guy, never been married, never had any kids, and work was always my number one, still is always kind of my number one. But if I had to do it over again, I would want to find that work-life balance. Everybody's replaceable, right? Everybody's replaceable. Just get that out of your head. Take some time, go spend it with your family, go spend it with your children, right? And be that mentor to as a man, be that mentor to those young boys, right?
One of the things that I'm interested in is looking at occupations that are lacking male participation, where having more men in those fields could make a positive difference. And one of them is counseling and mental health care workers. Do you have any perspective on if it would be beneficial for men to have more availability of male counselors to talk to?
Yeah, I agree 100%. Just like in the construction industry, we're trying to diversify the participation for women to come into the industry. I think that for a man to actually go out and try to find and feel comfortable talking, I think that we would feel more comfortable talking to another man as a counselor than maybe a female.
Judging by Local 242's endorsements for the 2022 election, the union supports Democrats. And I'm curious if you think that Democrats could, would, or should get behind the idea of a commission on boys and men. We
do primarily support Democrats, but not always, right? But yes, I do believe that a commission to raise awareness on a lot of the things that we've talked about today for men and boys would be a great thing. I also do feel that, members of the female, population should have a similar type of thing to raise awareness on their side of things too as well. Different sectors of population have different issues, and to have a commission and to bring people together to identify those and raise public awareness is a great thing.
Yeah, that's helpful perspective. There has been a women's commission in our state since 2018. They have their own set of focus areas, and we actually wrote our bill. We started with the Women's Commission bill from 2018 as a template, and then filled in things that were more appropriate for boys and men's issues. The Women's Commission is doing a bunch of listening sessions, and I think most recently they're focusing on young women between like 18 and 25 or something, and they have these different webinars where women can join and kind of speak what their issues are, so that the Women's Commission can then know those issues and then advocate to legislators based on what they're hearing from the public. And We'd love a similar thing for males.
Yeah, thanks for that background, because I did not know that. But yes, knowing that background now, I definitely think there is a need for raising awareness for boys and men too on their issues.